Hello everyone, this is Noli with Loopy Chic Crochet and loopychiccrochetblog.com. In the last tutorial I gave you, I was showing you how to make a washcloth using the single crochet stitch. You can see how beautiful the stitch is. It's very simple, perfect for beginners. And since with this pattern, we just did the single crochet over and over and over again, every single row is the same. It's super easy for beginners. So as you can see, I've completed 33 rows and I'm on my 34th row, and I'm gonna finish up this row with my single crochets, and I'm gonna show you how to finish off. That just means how you end your project. Okay, so I'm gonna put my last single crochet where my stitch marker is. I'm gonna get rid of my stitch marker. Okay, now I just did my last single crochet at the end of the row, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to chain one. Can y'all see that? I'm just going to chain one, and then I'm going to cut my yarn. I like to leave about a 6-inch tail because we're going to sew these in, also called weaving in your ends. So I just snip my yarn. I left a nice tail, and I'm just going to pull my hook up until it comes through, and then kind of pull it down. And you see I just created a little knot right at the end right there. Okay, so now that we've done that, if you want to take a look back at your printed pattern, you see how we did rows 3 through 34. We repeated the instructions from row 2, and then I have here at the end of row 34, you're going to finish off, which we just did, and weave in your ends. You'll also see on some patterns it'll say sew in your ends. It's the same exact thing. So to do this, I use a darning needle where it's got a nice big eye to put my fat yarn through, and then the point of it is not as sharp as a regular needle. So this works perfectly for sewing in your ends. You don't want to split that yarn. Okay, so I just feed that through the eye. Now to sew in or weave in your ends, all you're going to do is you're going to go through and then you're going to double back, and you want to split your yarn as you go back, and then you're going to go back again. I like to do it 3 times. That makes it to where it's nice and secure. So I'm going to flip this just to make it a little easier for you to see. Okay, you see these vertical stitches right here? I like to go kind of underneath those. So I'm putting it just through a few of them. Okay, and you can't see it on this side. All right, so I got that underneath a couple of those. And I'm going to pull it through. And sometimes it can be tough. You just make sure you give it a good tug. Now don't pull too hard because you don't want to pull your corner in like that. So I kind of like to hold my corner and then tug. Now we're going to, what I talked about splitting the yarn, you're going to kind of go back, but you want to make sure you go in at a different place, because if you go in the same place, you're just going to pull your yarn back out. So go in a slightly different place. And once again, you're going underneath those vertical V's. You see that? And I'm going to pull that through again. See how it just kind of disappeared? But it's secure. We're going to do that one more time. Go in a slightly different place. Go underneath those V's again. I'm going to pull it. That's where it gets a little tough. Pull it. There you go. Now I'm going to get my scissors again, and I'm going to snip it. And you see this little guy right here? This little end? I'm just going to give it a good little tug, and it kind of gets buried in there, so you can't even see it anymore. And then we're going to do that with the beginning tail that we started off with. So let me move my yarn. This is the beginning tail from when we first started our project, and we're going to do the same thing to this one. I'm going to thread my needle with that tail. I'm going to put it through these vertical V's. If you can't find the vertical V's, that's fine. You can play around with it a little bit. The main thing is that you don't want it to be able to be seen. So I found that this way makes it to where you can't really see it. It buries it pretty good. Okay, and I'm going to pull. Remember, don't pull too tight because you don't want to mess up your corner. So kind of hold your corner and tug. Now you want to go back through in a slightly different entry point than what you exited. On back through, you see how I went through some of those V's again. Vertical V's. Pull. And then one more time. Like I said, I like to do it 3 times, like third time's a charm. Make sure that it doesn't come unraveled. So once again, I just kind of went underneath some of these V's, but you can't see any of it from the other side. That'll come in handy if you're doing something that has a right side and a wrong side. You want to sew your ends in on the wrong side so that you don't see them. And then I took my needle out and I'm just going to snip it. And this little tail right here, just going to pull and it disappears. And that is how you finish off. So now you have a nice single crochet washcloth, and as you can see up here, I have finished 2 other ones. I have a cream colored one, and then I also did this beautiful orange one. And they make great gifts, and they also are perfect beginner projects for those just learning how to crochet. I would love for you to check out my blog some more. I have some great tips. If you sign up for my newsletter, I'm offering the 10 things that I wish I knew when I started crocheting. That is a freebie that I'll send to you when you sign up for my newsletter. And I also have my shop on Etsy where I sell all my finished items, and you can find all my finished items at loopysheetcrochet.com. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope this really helps you out. Talk to you later. Bye.